Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to Runers. So we're going with the Cultist of Prevnik with the Curse of the Shade and Chaos Bolt. Actually, I'm not going to do Chaos Bolt. I've done Chaos Bolt way too often. So, let's go with Magic Missile. Whoops, that was not the one I was meaning to go with. I meant to go with Mind Spike, but at the same time, probably doesn't matter that much. So we're going to be firing off a lot of little purple particles. Wow. You know, Magic Missile and the Shade ability have almost the exact same visual. Not that it really matters, it's just something that's interesting to me. Now, I wanted to quickly check. Magic Missile. Okay. So... Oh. Okay, so Magic Missile, what I think I originally thought it did was... I originally thought Magic Missile would... just every time you cast it, reduce your, cooldowns by a little bit. But no, it actually just reduces your cooldowns by a flat percentage, as long as the buff is going. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but I guess it casts fast enough that you can keep that 10% going. So, it's good, question mark. I guess I could see it being really solid double Magic Missile comboed with... Or, no, just a singular Magic Missile comboed with, I don't know, Supernova? But it kind of depends. So, realistically, it's not the best spell. There are a lot better ones out there. For example, Chaos Bolt. For example, even the, Spark ability. All that kind of jazz. Luckily, we do have, the particle spam going on, which is going to kind of make up for the fact that, while Magic Missile is not a bad spell, it just simply doesn't work as well as a lot of other spells in terms of, taking enemies out. Which... at this point we kind of need, especially early on. Luckily we get enough health that it really won't end up mattering that much. Hey, we get a water rune. Water, air, earth. I don't think any of those are particularly great right now though. Don't remember any good triple combos involving them. The music is interesting. So, the music, which may be kind of hard to hear, just because it's kind of quiet, it's the challenge music, which you get as part of the Elemental Man challenge, however you specifically get that. And honestly, it's not exactly the, I don't know, it's not exactly the most exciting music. I was thinking the, music would be like super secret or super awesome or something like that. But it's just a bunch of horn and trumpety type things. Oh well, not that big of a deal. Okay, so we get, Dark Rune. Oh hey, we can do Dark Wind. That'd be... ooh. Yeah, I haven't done Dark Wind in a while. And that's a pretty solid spell, especially early-ish on. I was thinking of doing a Mind Rune build, but, well, kind of failed right off the bat. And I'm missing horribly here. Seriously, even though I'm aiming directly at it. Oh well. Didn't end up getting Mind Spiked, which is nice. Okay. I had to take a short break. Figured I'd make Dark Wind while we were at it, and I realized something kind of interesting. I kept calling the spell we were using yesterday, the really awesome one, that did the really, the really cool strike through and the really convenient explosions. That's actually just Air Mind. I'd actually forgotten about it. For whatever reason, I thought it was a Steam-based spell. And I'm not talking about the game library client that I'm using. But since it's not Steam in the slightest, it's just purely Air Mind. So, if I can get a bunch of air runes, I wouldn't actually mind doing double Pressure Blast. Because that was really solid. Because I'm not going to want to use Mind Runes forever. And it had really respectable range and, a really nice AoE. So if I could actually double up on that, that would be amazing. Chances are not going to be able to, but at the same time, it's worth pursuing. It's solid enough for that. Yeah, let's let some Dark Wind handle it things. The other thing I'm considering doing is trying to do like a cooldown reduction type build with involving as much like Dark Wind as possible, because it's also a very solid long range spell. Not as reliable, but it does have a lot of particles, or a lot of... it has a lot of attacks, which is really nice. Let's see if I can get over here and actually use it to take out the rat's nests. I guess the thing is, it doesn't do that much damage, though, and it's not reliable. It's good for hitting a large group of enemies, but I'd need something a little bit better for taking out specific stuff. We'd probably run into trouble with bosses, for example, or even mini-bosses. Like, I could totally see the Bombardier just not giving a shit about Black Wind, or Dark Wind, whatever. It is very good at taking out Destructibles, though. I like that part. So, let's just, yeah. It is nice to have the basic cooldown reduction of Magic Missile running at all times, because as far as I can tell, Magic Missile doesn't need to hit an enemy for the effect to go. You just need to constantly be casting it. So, it's a consideration at some point. Probably not for this run, because 10% really isn't that useful, but at the same time, I could see just plopping all of your light runes into it. Could actually, but it probably only gets you 1% cooldown reduction per light rune used. So you could only get up to a 20% cooldown reduction, which is actually really, really substantial, especially if you compare it with, you know, other cooldown reduction, Grizzly Intellect and stuff. Now we've got 2 entropy runes and an air rune and an earth rune. Runedex. What is creatable that we have currently? Because I'd love a secondary attack. We could do Wild Forecast. Oh. Huh. I didn't use it prior. Yeah. You know what? I said I was going to go for Pressure Blast, but I think I'll do that on a different run. I want to try a Wild Forecast, especially because we have it right now, and I want to see how it does. So, let's start the arena, and let's let Wild Forecast do interesting things for us. Because the thing is, it does shoot kind of slowly, which is unfortunate. But at the same time, I can see it being useful. Or not. It seems more like a useful thing against groups of enemies more than anything else. Because the Earth, yes, does a lot of damage, but its specific target. I should probably actually start, you know, dodging and firing stuff instead of trying to hit him with it. Because at the very least, we've got Dark Wind to, you know, actually hurt enemies. Wow, that was pitiful. Oh, we're not done yet. So, honestly, looking at the spell, it's got some interesting stuff in theory. I am just not dodging today, am I? Oh well, I'll just make do. But, it's interesting in theory, but at the same time, it kind of reminds me of a piddlier version of Fusion. And that's not great. It's not a good autocast spell, at the very least. So I'm probably going to swap it out fairly shortly for something better. So we could do Bullet Speed. Yeah, Bullet Speed. We can also do Grizzly Strength. Very tempting. Yep, Grizzly Strength. It'll give us a nice damage boost and make it look like we're closer to full health than we actually are. So, doesn't look like there's a hermit in here, so I can just kind of focus on killing these guys. For a second, I thought that giant rat was teleporting away, just like a bandit wouldn't. I got a little bit confused. Okay, so let's toss Wild Forecast over here. I'll use it as a actual spell. Or not an actual spell, a non-autocast based spell, because the cooldown is a little bit slower. And this way I can actually pick what it does, which is pretty tempting. Because, yeah, you know, the air spam setup is actually kind of convenient. Let's see if I can... Yeah. Okay, so if you're actually paying attention to what's going on, it could be really useful. It's just one of those, it requires too much micromanagement for an easy run. So, you know, especially if I'm having to focus on dodging and stuff, I can't focus on the spell. So I'm probably just going to have to spam it, which is unfortunate because, you know, it has some interesting applications. It just, when it comes down to it, the applications are hampered by the fact that it, you know, it requires that level of micromanagement. There's no real better way to handle the spell. It just, I don't know. It's also one of those where, as far as I can tell, let's look at it again, yeah. As far as I can tell, you can't actually buff up the damage ever, so what you see is what you get. And in a lot of cases, I'd prefer to have something that, you know, can actually have increased strength as we go along, or at least increase cooldown reduction, or something like that. You know, something that makes it progressively better as you go along in the run. Well, anyway, no more rooms left. Let's go down. Let's see, defense, dark, yeah, let's go with defense. It's a flat out 5% damage reduction, which is really solid. I thought that would actually, you know, just slowly increment your armor and not actually matter that much. No, that's just flat out, which is very convenient. Just, I don't know. So I will say, thinking of Magic Missile right now, Magic Missile would be a great base level. Oh, we got Hermits. Magic Missile would be a great base level type spell for a buff run, actually, because the cooldown reduction, especially if we're playing the one class that increases the that makes it so all non-damaging spells have an increased cooldown reduction, so I guess just decreased cooldowns, that could be really amazing. But as it stands right now, let's curse the crap out of these guys and just wallop them for a while, because I want to get this hell portal down. There we go. No more worries. So, yeah, I could see Magic Missile being really great for a buff run, just because, you know, being able to potentially get a even 50% cooldown reduction is really substantial. Unfortunately, you can't apply that to, like, a Supernova run. Like, I honestly kind of wish that class was just a 15% cooldown reduction across the board, because that could also make it kind of, well, it'd probably be balanced, give or take. I don't know. But then I'd probably use it more often. Because, as it stands, I'd probably rather be the human with the 5% cooldown reduction, but, you know, 5% to everything else, too. Whereas, you know, just 25%, it's buffs only, but even then, the buffs only, yeah, I'd almost rather say, I'd rather do Orc or Dwarf for the buff run. Anyway, let's see, what do we got? Soul Absorption. I was tempted to go with Grizzly Strength a second time. 20% damage is nothing to be sniffed at. But increasing our health, A, is going to make it so we can get more Grizzly whatevers. Because eventually we're just going to run out of health, and that would be bad. So, let's just wipe our way through here. And let's see. I guess we're not getting a whole lot of runes, which is a bit of a problem. Because what I want to do is actually get some nice auto attacks, because right now I only have one. It's rare for me to get up to floor 2 without a second auto attack, and maybe part of it's because I'm being indecisive here, maybe part of it's because of whatever. Interesting question. I wonder if double magic missile does stack or not. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it just refreshes the duration on the buff, considering magic missile itself doesn't stack upon itself, it just increases the duration some more. Nope. Well, he was gonna make it away with a fair amount of hearts. Can't have that now, can we? I'm thinking about the ow. Jeez, that droplet hurt. Then again, we do have reduced health, so it doesn't surprise me that much. Let's see if I can take on the bandit before he steals all my shit. Out of my face. There we go. And then all we have to do is interesting. The floating brain is not affecting my lines. Weird. Always affects my lines. Anyway, we got some stumps, we got some other things, and we're not done with this floor. So we've got at least one fire rune. We got 2 fire runes. Anything I can make with it currently? Fire speed. No, I think that's like hot feet or something, which is mediocre at best. Oh, shoot. Probably shouldn't have picked that up, but at the same time, look at the map. We've got so many health runes, it's stupid. So, let's just get in here, curse the crap out of them. Honestly, I need to remember to use my curse spell more often, because, yes, it's a minute-long cooldown, but even then, that's maybe once every 2 to 3 rooms, kind of depending on how fast you clear the rooms. So, let's grab the water runes, grab the whatever runes, and we got an event room. Oh, it's memory. Oh, this is, Alright. Oh boy. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, damn. Okay, I was supposed to go for the other one. Unfortunately, I kind of forgot after a certain point. So we could do Seeking Bullet, well, Wild Burst. Yeah, we're going to go with Wild Burst, because this one, not useful. Wild Burst. Shame, I did not actually... I failed on the last 2 steps. Unfortunately, I don't know. The little shooty stuff coming off of me is a wee bit distracting. Anyway. Okay, so... Oh, yee, that's a lot of swarmers. Well, I'm glad I actually took that short break to blow my nose. It helped substantially. Getting swarmed by swarmers, not a fun experience. We need a second auto attack though, and we need something that's great for clearing. Unfortunately, I've wasted all of the air runes that I probably needed along the way in favor of getting bad spells, because honestly, Pressure Blast probably would actually make a really solid accompaniment to what we have. So let's see what we got under creatable spells. We got, I mean, we could go with like Flamethrower or stuff like that, but honestly, I kind of prefer using our triples if I can. Rebounds, alright. Adapt was... oh, no. Assurance. That makes things so they don't... I could do Fusion. But, honestly, Fusion is best done when you actually have, you know, when you have enough runes to make multiple fusions, and it's probably best done when you're doing an Elven build. Because I mean, you're going to need a lot of rune levels, and you're just not going to get them because you're using Fusion that much. I really enjoy Dark Wind for a lot of reasons, largely because it's perfect for taking out large groups of small enemies. Sure, it technically is single target, but at the same time, it's single target in a convenient manner. Oh wow, he was making away with a fair amount of stuff. That's not appreciated. This level's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, too. And we're getting stupid amounts of hearts. Like, I was expecting some, not like 1 per room at the very least. This is excessive. So, I'm still wondering what we should get as far as our auto attacks go, because yes, Fusion would be decent, but still not a very good option right now. I'm trying to think of other good spells that we could get, and unfortunately I think we need like Shock Runes to be in a good position there, because I don't want to do Buster Bang. Buster Bang is solid, but at the same time it's not what we need in the slightest. Let's just curse these guys and scoot around them. This is a very small room. Take out the Water Mage if I can. Because take him out, everything else just becomes cake. Because those gas clouds can't actually hurt me. I think. Okay, well that's it for this floor. Let's head for the stairs. And... oh, hey, we're full health. That's convenient. Figured I'd skip ahead. No reason to walk through random rooms. So we're going to go with cooldown reduction. Further decrease that. I really hope I can get Grizzly Intellect along the way. Just because I think it would be kind of amazing to have, you know, really short cooldowns on anything. Especially because using Dark Wind a lot would be pretty powerful. So, let's go through. What do we got over here? Whoop, that's a lot of swarmers. Yeah, I'm gonna just start using my class ability a heck of a lot more often. Because at this point, we're able to use Dark Wind every couple of seconds, which is really nice. And I don't think there's actually a way of reducing the cooldown on Dark Wind. Let me check. Nope. You can increase the size, the damage, and the duration. Duration is probably what we're going to want to do. So actually, let's toss a Dark Rune in. Doesn't increase it by much, but if I can get that to be a fairly long duration, well, that puts us in a potentially useful spot. Gotta worry about the little spell casts out of the statues, but as long as I'm strafing around, probably shouldn't have much to worry about. There we go. And Dark Wind makes it so we can hit these guys without even being remotely close to them, which I like, because, well, I don't like getting smacked around by statue blasts. Let's see if we can hit the rat. There we go. And all we have left, zombie and floating brain. Beautiful. Okay, so... yeah, I guess there are merits to Magic Missile. It's a bad spell on its own, but when combined with other stuff, it's pretty solid. I can see it being on my bar, at least for quite a while. I'm tempted to put light runes into it, but considering we haven't gotten any, there's no planning on that one. You just gotta kind of take it as it comes. And I mean, realistically, I could actually go for a fusion build, but no. I'm saving fusion for pentafusion, and right now, we've gotten too many other things for it to be really useful, necessary. Do I go fight the boss now without a second attack spell? And the answer is going to be no. I would very much like to actually be buffed up and ready to go when it comes time for it. Also be interesting to do a semi-debuffy type run at some point, because honestly, I'm really enjoying the curse. What is it? Nacreus' curse or something? No, that's Nacreus' class. I don't know, but our class ability is really solid. You can pretty much, especially if you're going at a slightly slower pace, you know, which we kind of are here, you can pretty much clear one room every 30 seconds. And that way you're essentially able to use the curse spell every other room, which is really nice. There are 4 hearts in here. What is with this run? What is with the luck I'm having? Unfortunately, I think this luck is going to run out pretty quickly whenever we get on to the next one. The other thing is I can also just hide back here and just use Dark Wind like a flipping coward behind, you know, the pillar. Which I feel like being a coward today. Just a little bit. Okay. Then all we have left are the twin mages. Ow. This game wants me to do a fusion run right now. It really does. If you notice, I have 3 fire, 3 earth, 2 speed. So I could quite conceivably do a at least triple fusion pretty early on. If not, you know, quad fusion fairly quickly too. Then all we'd need is the light air buff. I think that's 2 light and 1 air. Ooh, it is a tempting run today. I know we did a fusion run fairly recently, but at the same time it's like the game is practically handing it to me and being like, do it, Wander. I dare you. I double dog dare you. You want a fusion? I got your fusion right here. And it's like, no. I don't handle peer pressure well. Especially when it comes to video games. I'm practically shameless. Okay, so I'm actually going to go with the cooldown reduction right off the... or the curse right off the bat. The necroskeletons are kind of jerks. They do a lot of damage. And it's not appreciated. Also, the +2 necromancer is a wee bit on the scary side of things. Okay, so Ghost Walk in Topic Body, Holy Crusader. Let's go with Holy Crusader. I was rewatching the footage from the previous run, it's like, yeah, Holy Crusader does not slow enemies down, not in the slightest. All it does is damage zones that enemies can pass through. But the thing is, with those damage zones, that can really wipe out a lot of, like, weaker type enemies. So if you can, uh-oh. Oh, here might actually be kind of convenient. So, oh, crap. Okay, so you can't crush the mini skeletons. So there's no reason for me to actually step on them. I was kind of hoping I could crush some of them and create a bunch of damage zones and essentially smoke the big skeleton here. Ended up not being the case in the slightest. Oh well, no big deal. So we get a dark rune and a fire rune. It is really tempting to do fusion right now. I'm trying to think if that might be better left for a different run. I'm trying to think of what specific passive would actually be better than, you know, particle spam. And honestly, it would probably be orc or elf. Elf would probably be the best. I'm a little bit disappointed I didn't go with elf today then. But I could do it. I don't know. We'll get past the boss and then we'll make a decision. Because right now, I can't imagine there'd be any boss that would actually stop us from being able to win this one. Hey, I got a lot of mind runes too. Wonder what I should use them for. I don't know. At the very least, we're going to have a triple combiner that we're maybe going to be able to do interesting things with. My inventory is full. That's another earth rune. Okay, Runedex. Creatable spells. what do we got down here? Oh, right. Has to be discovered. So you got Traveler, Tase, Fusion, Assurance, Gaia's Protection. No. Shadow Bloom, Adapt, Fortify, Buster Bang, Rebound, Brimstone, Caltrops, Burst Dash, Magma Pit, Dark Pit, Blazing Dash, Mindlessness. Honestly, all of these are kind of not really necessary. Mindlessness isn't bad. Oh. I just realized. Mindlessness plus Fusion equals Goodbye Wild Forecast. You're interesting, but not that great. So after the boss, we'll be able to get Mindlessness. So what I'm going to do is get rid of Wild Forecast, make Mindlessness. Because Mindlessness increases all of your rune levels, which is pretty much perfectly suited for Fusion. And then more Earth. Beautiful. So if we can get 2 more speed, yeah, if we can get speed runes, and they tend to be very common, we should be able to do Quad Fusion easily. And then once we beat level 6, we'll be able to get the Supercast. And we're up against Dash. It makes all of this pretty freaking easy. So, actually, well, at the very least, we're doing substantial amounts of damage to Dash with the Fusion. I'm really happy with the just basic mines that the... And I was hoping to avoid this run. I was like, you know, I'll hold off on the Fusion just for a little while, just because I want to put some space in between them. But the thing is, when this game hands it to you on a silver platter, it's very hard to say no. It's like someday we will get a bunch of Shock, Light, and Earth runes, and it'll be like, well, today's the day we do Quad Fusion. I barely even took any damage from Dash. Okay, so we could do Holy Crusader level 2, Arcane, yep, we're doing Holy Crusader. That's gonna womp some things. Next up, Triple Combiner. Let's see. So, we need speed runes. Dark runes are tempting, because, well, tempting to use there. But at the same time, since I've got the triple, and I'm probably not going to be using Black Wind for very long, I'm just going to go with this. So, Static Link does a fair amount of damage, has a decently short kind of cooldown. Links the target enemy and nearest enemy together. If the caster touches the link, between both, linked enemies take damage. Linked enemies have reduced damage and move speed for each link from them. If there are no enemies to link to, the target just takes damage. That's an interesting spell. I don't think I'm going to be using it for anything, but it's something that I'd potentially use in the future. And there are no other rooms for us to go through. We're full health. Let's go down the floor. So, oh, this is a hard decision to make. On one hand, we could increase our speed levels. On the other hand, we could get another fusion. I think I'm going to actually trust in RNG right now and hope that we get another speed rune shortly, because putting points into speed reduces all the cooldown for all fusions. So especially once we get those next 2 speed runes, which I'm betting we're gonna get, it's better that we actually have the passive bonus, because instead of helping, you know, just one spell or making one spell, it helps all of the ones we'll have available.